In a remote corner of Maine, I found myself desperately in need of lodging. My car had broken down, and the storm made the possibility of camping absurd. An old Gothic-looking hotel emerged from the fog as if materializing just for me. A sign read Vale Hollow Hotel with vacancy beneath. Entering the hotel, a wave of stillness washed over me. The lobby was dim with faded wallpapers and creaky floorboards. The only sound was the distant hum of an old clock. I was greeted by a gaunt, elderly man behind the counter. His eyes were vacant, and he wore an outdated suit that hung off his skeletal frame. "Room 13, he whispered, handing me a tarnished key. Feeling a bit uneasy, I climbed the winding stairs, my footsteps echoing in the silence. Room 13 was at the end of the hallway. The corridor seemed to stretch longer and darker the closer I got to my room. Inside, the room was almost eerily pristine, untouched by time. A large mirror stood opposite the bed, reflecting the room's emptiness. Exhausted, I climbed into the bed without changing and quickly drifted into a restless sleep. I was awakened by a soft lullaby. Blinking, I tried to identify the source, the mirror. In its reflection, my room was transformed. Children in old-fashioned attire played, and a woman with long, dark hair was singing the haunting melody. Suddenly, her gaze shifted to the bed. Our eyes met, and she whispered, "You don't belong." Panicking, I jumped out of bed, but my room was still just my room. The mirror showed only my terrified reflection. I rubbed my eyes, telling myself it was just a dream. Unable to sleep, I decided to wander the hotel. The hallways twisted and turned, and it felt like I was walking in circles. I soon came upon a ballroom. Its grandeur was evident despite years of decay. In the room's center, under a massive crystal chandelier, a gramophone played the same haunting lullaby I had heard in my room. Curious, I wound it up again, and the music began to fill the room. But then, a woman's voice echoed, "Dance with me." Chills ran down my spine as cold hands wrapped around mine. I turned to see the woman from the mirror, her eyes hollow, her face gaunt. She began leading me in a waltz, her grip tightening with every turn. I struggled, but she held me close, her breath icy on my neck. The world began to blur, the room spinning faster and faster. Suddenly, a loud bang resonated, and the dance stopped. The elderly man stood at the entrance, his face pale. "Leave him," he commanded. The woman released me, her form dissolving into mist. Gasping for air, I staggered away. "Stay out of the ballroom at night," the man warned, his voice trembling. I hurried back to my room, locking the door behind me. Lying in bed, I watched the first rays of dawn seep in. When I finally checked out, the old man handed me a faded photograph. In it, I recognized the woman, the children, and shockingly, a younger version of the hotel clerk. "They were my family," he whispered, "trapped in this hotel. And now, so am I." I left the Vale Hollow Hotel, vowing never to return. But even now, miles away, I can still hear that lullaby beckoning.